Hello dear students, today we will discuss the remaining in-text questions and different examples of the chapter motion. Yesterday we have discussed different examples and the in-text question of the chapter motion. Now let us come to the second in-text question, in which there are different questions. The first question is distinguish between speed and velocity. Then we can easily distinguish the speed and velocity as the rate of change of distance travelled is known as speed, and the rate of change of displacement is known as velocity. Okay, if any object changes its position with respect to time, then the object is said to be in motion, and during motion object always travels some distance, also created some displacement, and the rate of change of traveling the distance with respect to time is known as speed, and the rate of change of displacement with respect to time is known as velocity. Now come to the second question. Under what conditions is the magnitude of average velocity of an object equal to its average speed? We know that when the motion created by an object is one dimensional and in one direction, it means the object does not reverse back its motion on the same track. It means the direction of the motion does not changes. It means in which direction body starts its motion, in that direction continuously moves along the straight track. Then in that case the total magnitude of the average velocity of an object equals its average speed. Now come to the third question. What does the odometer of an automobile measures? Then odometer of an automobile measures the speed, instantaneous speed of the bike or the automobile. Now come forth. What does the path of an object look like when it is in uniform motion? Then we can see that when any object is moving in uniform speed, then the path created or path of the object when it draws an EXT graph, then it can be assumed as a straight line. So your answer will be straight line. Now come to the fifth question. During an experiment, a signal from a spaceship reached the ground station in 5 minutes. What was the distance of the spaceship from the ground station? The signal travels at the speed of light, at that is 3 into 10 to power 8 meter per second. It means light travels 3 into 10 to power 8 meter per second. It means in 1 second the light goes the distance of 3 into 10 to power 8 meter. So if the signal takes 5 minutes to reach the ground from the spaceship, then how much second occur in 5 minutes? We know that in 1 minute there is 60 seconds. So in 5 minutes there is 300 seconds. Okay, so if light goes 3 into 10 to power 8 meter per second meter in 1 second, then how much distance traveled by the light in 300 seconds? So if we multiply 3 into 10 to power 8 with the 300, then we easily get the distance of the spaceship from the earth. Okay, so this will be equal to 3 3 9 into 10 to power 10 meter. So distance of the spaceship from the earth will be 9 into 10 to power 10 meter. Okay, come to the second example of this chapter. The question is, the odometer of a car reads 2000 kilometer at the start of a trip and 2400 kilometer at the end of the trip. If trip took 8 hours, calculate the average speed of the car in kilometer per hour, also in meter per second. So the initial reading is 2000 kilometer and final reading is 2400 kilometer. So the distance traveled by the automobile will be 400 kilometer, and during traveling this distance car takes 8 hours of time. Then in 8 hours the car goes 400 kilometer. So how much distance traveled by car in 1 hour? This will be 400 divided by 8, that is 50 kilometer. So car goes 50 kilometer of distance in 1 hour, so the speed of the car will be 50 kilometer per hour. If we want to change this value of speed in meter per second, then we have to multiply the value of kilometer into meter, that is 1000, divided by hour into second, that is 3600. So 1000 divided by 3600, it means 5 by 18. So if we multiply this value, that is 50 kilometer per hour, by 5 by 18, then we easily get what will be the value of the car in 1 meter 50 kilometer per hour in meter per second. So 50 multiplied by 5 by 18. So if we divide the 50 by 2 and 18 by also 2, then we get 25 multiplied by 5, that is 125 divided by 18. So divided by 9. So 125 divided by 9 provides us the 13.9 meter per second. Okay, so the average speed of the car is 50 kilometer per hour or 13.9 meter per second. Now come to the next example. Usha swims in the come to the next example. Usha swims in a 90 meter long pool. She covers 100. Now come to the next example, 8.3. Usha swims in a 90 meter long pool. She covers 180 meter in 1 minute by swimming from one end to the other and back along the same straight path. Find the average speed and average velocity of the Usha. Since Usha swims 90 meter long pool and covers 180 meter in 1 minute, it means what will be the speed of the swimming by Usha? It means Usha travels 180 meter distance in 1 minute. In 1 minute there is 60 seconds. So in 60 seconds Usha goes 180 meter. So what will be the speed? 180 meter divided by 60, that is 3 meter per second. So the speed of the Usha is 3 meter per second. Okay, now average velocity. Since Usha goes through the pool and also returns back to the initial point where she starts its swimming, so the net displacement becomes 0 because Usha goes 90 meter from through the pool and also returns back 90 meter through the pool and reached at its initial position from where it starts its swimming. So the net displacement created by the Usha becomes 0. So the average velocity, that will be defined as total displacement created by total time taken. So total displacement is 0 and total time is 60 seconds. So the average speed of the Usha will be 0 meter per second. Okay, similar. So we have two answers. The average speed of the Usha is 3 meter per second and the average velocity of Usha is 0 meter per second. Okay, this is all about the two examples and second in-text question of this book. Now come to the example 8.4, which was that starting from a stationary position, Rahul pedals his bicycle to attain a velocity of 6 meter per second in 30 seconds. Then he applies brakes such that the velocity of the bicycle comes down to 4 meter per second. in next 5 seconds. Calculate the acceleration of the bicycle in both the cases. So in first case, initial speed which attains by the Rahul is 0 meter per second and final speed is 6 meter per second, and the time in which this speed can be attained by the Rahul is 30 seconds. So we have the rate of change of velocity, that is acceleration, can be defined as v, that is final velocity, minus initial velocity divided by time. So if we put v as 6 meter per second and u as 0 meter per second, so 6 minus 0 divided by 30, so we get the value of the acceleration is 0.2 meter per second square. Okay, now if Rahul gets its final speed as 4 meter per second and total time taken by the Rahul is 5 seconds, it means when Rahul gets a speed of 6 meter per second, then he falls down its speed up to 4 meter per second, and this falling takes a time of 5 seconds. Then the acceleration in this case will be final speed minus initial speed divided by time taken, that is 4 minus 6 divided by 5, that is equal to minus 4, 0.4 meter per second square. Here minus sign indicates that the acceleration acts as a retardation. It means the speed of the object continuously decreases with a constant rate of 4 meter per second square. Okay, now come to the third in-text question in which first question is, when will you say a body is in uniform acceleration, and the second non-uniform acceleration. So you can easily say a body is in uniform acceleration when the rate of change of velocity of any object with respect to time is constant. It means when the slope of velocity time graph is constant during every time interval on VT graph, then object is said to be in uniform acceleration motion. But when the graph plotted between V and T does not provides the same or constant slope, it means the VT graph is curved line, then such type of motion is considered as non-uniform acceleration. But if VT graph acts as a straight line, it means when time increases, velocity also increases by a constant rate, then the motion considered as a uniform acceleration. But when this is not a straight line, then motion created by object is not considered in a uniform acceleration, that is considered in non-uniform acceleration. Okay, come to the second question. A bus decreases its speed from 80 km per hour to 60 km per hour in 5 seconds. Find the acceleration of the bus. So what is the initial speed, that is 80 km per hour, and final speed is 60 km per hour, and how much time taken by the bus to decreasing this speed, that is 5 seconds. So first we want to change the speed, that is 80 km per hour, into meter per second. So it must be multiplied by 5 by 18, and it provides us the value of meter per second. 60 also multiplied by 5 by 18 provides us the value of meter per second in speed of the bus. So 80 minus 60, not final speed minus initial speed, that is 60 minus 80, that is minus of 20. Minus of 20 multiplied by 5 by 18 whole divided by 5. This will be the total acceleration. It means minus 20 multiplied by 5 by 18 whole divided by 5. 5 and 5 will be cancel each other. 20 by 18, that will be your answer. It means 10 by 9 minus 10 by 9, that is minus 1.11 meter per second square. Okay. Now a train starting from a railway station and moving with uniform acceleration attains a speed 40 km per hour in 10 minutes. Find its acceleration. In this question, given that train is starting from railway station and moving with uniform acceleration attains a speed of 40 km per hour in 10 minutes, find its acceleration. So this is given that the speed of the train initially is 0 km per hour and after 10 minutes this is the 40 km per hour. So how much time in 10 minutes if we change it in hour, then this will be equal to because we know that 60 minutes is equal to 1 hour, so 10 minutes is equal to 10 by 60, that is 1 by 6 hour. So how much is change in speed is 40 minus 0, so 40 minus 0 divided by 1 by 6, that is the time. So this will be equal to 40 minus 0, that is 40 divided by 1 by 6, so 6 is goes in upward direction, so this will be equal to 6 4 24 means 240 kilometer per hour square. 240 kilometer per hour square. So this is the acceleration acting on the train. This is all about the in-text question and examples of this chapter. Now tomorrow we will discuss remaining examples and remaining in-text question of this chapter. Okay, thank you. Have a nice day.